And we are live. Okay. Um, let's do the entry song and we will be back. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Crafty Mess where we talk about pop culture, social media, culture, all the stuff in life because we're just two girls chit-chatting and crafting our way through all of this.
Yes.
Sorry that we've been gone for a couple of weeks. It was not planned.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. But I think the break was good for us. But at the same time, it was unplanned. But you know what? Life happens. We all know that.
Happen.
But we're back, and we're excited to be talking about stuff because lots of stuff has been happening. Let's see. I think the first disclaimer is that we're just following the stories. Obviously, look up the facts. There's a lot of great resources out there, and look them up. Don't always trust everything that we say because these are our opinions.
Yes, it is our opinion. Sorry, I have to go off cam for just a little bit, but
no problem.
Just so for my disclaimer, just be sure to we don't condone any type of hate or bullying on this channel. Like Kale said, we are both two girls just chit chatting about the latest current events. So yeah, like if you have any questions, just feel free to share it below, and then we'll get to it during the streaming. Other than that, enjoy.
Mel, what are you working on today? It looks red.
I am still working on the scarf. Well, I actually kind of paused it because we haven't been streaming, and I don't want to finish it so quickly. I had made another scarf similar to this, and I was finished within like a week. Maybe it was just like I was just on a roll, so like I just finished it. But this one I kept to I kind of just paused from the last streaming.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh.
But it is my fall scarf with pocket.
When is fall officially? Is it like is it when daylight savings, or is it officially fall?
It's officially fall. It's been fall since Wednesday, I want to say. Whatever the 21st, I think, or prior. Yeah, it's fall already.
Yeah, we don't feel it here, so I never know like the exact date when when the Earth rotates the solar system or something. Oh, well, I mean, you could have had that pillow there the whole time, and I've never seen it. And you're just sitting in front of it.
Well, no, I did recently switch it since September, but within the next few days, I'm gonna probably switch it over to Halloween decor because I have a bunch of Halloween decor that I've accumulated because I was planning to host a Halloween party several years ago. Something happened that it got canceled. So yeah, I just kept it, and I was like, I might as well just decorate for Halloween every year then.
Yeah, I mean, save it for next year. Like, no problems there, right?
No, I just save it for every time I decorate. But yeah, no, I like decorating for the holidays. It's fun. Yeah. What are you making?
So, because it's Halloween and I'm making goodie bags for Grudy's.
Oh.
I feel like that's all I'm doing on these craft streams now is making goodie bags for the kids. But because it's Halloween and I wanted to make sure I got all of the stuff first before, because when you hit the second week of October, all the stuff is gone because all the parents are like scrambling to get stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting the little like goodie bags with like the little witch hat on top and then just say that it's from Grudy. So that's what I'm doing.
So and that reminded me. So like, I don't know, let me just go on this little like quick little nerdy thingy. I don't consider Pokemon a nerd thing, but I think most people do. So it's probably the most nerdiest thing that I could partake in. Anyways, Oreo came out. The reason why I brought that is because you were talking about Halloween, and I had to order a bunch of stuff on Target online to get to $35 minimum shipping for free shipping. And I added like Halloween candy on it. But I
Uh-huh.
added like 3 packages of the Oreo Pokemon edition. So
Three?
apparently, 3 bags. So because did you know? And my boyfriend had talked to me about this because it was on NPR, and
Mhm.
apparently people were selling one particular Pokemon Oreo. It's like the rarest one is the Mewtwo Pokemon
Oh,
on the Oreo, and it's supposed to be rare. And then people are selling it for $1,000 on eBay. Like what the f? I can't even fathom why
like
anyone would want
why?
something like that. I don't know. So like they would put it in resin and then they'll like sell it.
Okay,
But I think that's
okay.
ridiculous. It's Oreo cookies.
I mean, once you put anything in resin, it becomes art, and then art has a value on it, right? Like, I mean, art, it's right. Like, it's worth what anyone is willing to pay for it. But
I suppose, but
obviously,
guess what? Guess who's gonna be jumping on this trend? Like, if they want it, I will sell it. If I can
oh yeah,
find
for
it, I
sure,
will sell it. But
for
now I have to
sure.
figure out how to do resin because I know you can do it. I've never
It's
touched it before.
it's not too bad. Just make sure you do it outside because it's toxic.
Yeah, yeah,
But other than that, you can follow directions. I know you can do it. You're a smart lady.
yeah.
If you
So
can make
I,
vegan bakery stuff, you can handle resin. I think. Obviously,
oh,
there's gonna be a learning curve.
right, I made for like for Tony's like birthday gathering with his family and whatnot. They have it usually at the end of the summer, and I
Mhm.
made a carrot cake cheesecake. It was
Wow.
really good. Yeah, it
Oh
was, and it
yeah.
was all vegan, and they were all shocked, and they ate like a couple pieces, more than a
Oh
couple
man.
pieces.
Oh, I I might need some like baking advice as far as like sugar substitute.
Oh
It'd
yeah,
be good. I gotta be like glucose friendly now since I'm point
really?
two away from type 2 diabetes. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, I didn't tell you this, huh? Yeah, so I am
Uh,
pre-diabetic now.
oh my God, when
Uh,
did that happen?
like a couple of weeks ago, I got my blood work
What?
back. It's a cult, like a culmination. Am I saying that right? Like it's
Yeah,
just a,
yeah,
a,
yeah,
a
yeah.
hodgepodge of things because of the other stuff. Like it's just my body's
Right.
attacking stuff that's not supposed to be. So,
Oh.
so I'm not
And
handling
you
things like.
fasted. Did you fast too? Like before you
Mm-hmm,
took your,
mm-hmm.
oh man.
Yeah, but it was coming. Like we knew it was coming. We were hoping that it was going to be like in my 40s, but we already looked
Oh,
at it. It was coming. It was just coming a little bit earlier, which is fine. Prediabetes is reversible.
okay.
I mean, I can as much as I can because obviously there's other functions that can't be reversed. But lowering the sugar
Mm,
intake, honestly, it's better for me.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's just better for me overall. So
Yeah.
I
I
will
know
have
this
to
is bad.
say,
I know this is bad to say, but I do wish I have some kind of thing that I have to limit my intake of sugar. Like my mom is she was diabetic. I think she was pre-diabetic, but then she was able
Mhm.
to kind of like lower it because of medicine, you know? Like I'm glad that you're not
Okay,
at
yeah.
that stage where you have to like lower it with medicine. But I just do not have any like because I exercise, not that I eat healthy, but I exercise enough and I just eat sugar like a fiend, like
You do.
I really
You
do need to limit myself though.
But see, the thing is, like with you, I remember like when we were traveling together, you could like
Yeah.
grab like four macarons and a cup of coffee and be good. And I'm over here like I need my protein, I need my
Yeah, yeah,
fiber,
yeah.
I need some carbs, like good carbs. Like I was like, how are you functioning on that? And I was just like,
No
man,
idea.
that's crazy, right? And but like the
Yeah.
thing is, well, you also like counteract it with working out because you work out. Like you do a lot of cardio or like I mean
No.
that's cardio.
Yes, I do elliptical, but it's very easy for me. So I actually yesterday I took a class, an Orange Theory class, and it is a hit class. So
Yeah.
I took it several years ago, just like a free one, free intro one, just to check it out. And like
Mhm.
they usually email you results of after the class of what it looks like. And I compared it to the one that I did several years ago, and I completely blew those stats out of the water. Like
Mm-hmm.
the instructor was just like, this class is made for you. You like killed it, you know, like she was
Good.
just surprised. And I was like, I was surprised too. I was like, man, I was really like definitely, out there doing like the heavy weights and doing, like 7, 8 miles per hour on the treadmill, trying to like
Uh-huh.
gun it. So yeah. I mean, I'm sure she was trying to sell me a membership, but even so,
A
I really did.
membership, is that what it
Yeah, but
is?
I really did feel like I
No.
killed it. Like I killed this, because I was looking at other people's speed and what they were doing,
Mhm,
and I think they were doing like 4.5 or 5.5 speed, and I was just
mhm.
like here at 7, dying at 8. But then towards the
Oh
end,
my
I got
gosh.
pretty good at 8.
Yeah. Um, well, then you should just continue it. Like if you're,
No, it's expensive.
oh, no, I meant like doing it, like I guess, like creating your own hit, like
Yeah,
routine or
I think I should.
whatever, right?
Yeah, it was nice to go to the class because then I could see like, okay, what can I do to like sort of
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
on my own without having to spend too much money. Like I think every so often I will take the class, but yeah, it's like either $28 per class,
Hmm.
or it's like 4 classes for the month for $89, which I think, and that's the cheapest one they have for a membership. And to me, I think that's just too expensive.
Wow. That is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's bougie.
yoga
It's
classes is
bougie.
pretty. Yeah, yoga classes is the same too, but
Yeah.
because I remember it was like $100 for like 4 or 5 classes, which is still, I
Yeah.
mean, still like it's a luxury for a lot of people, and it still
Yeah,
is.
the most
Um,
most I would spend, I would say the most I would spend is maybe up to 60. Past that, I think it's ridiculous.
or just get a gym membership, and then all that's like included.
No, not all gym memberships are have something like that. Orange Theory is definitely different.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Can you
that's
hold
true.
on a second? My cat is on the freaking kitchen counter and he should not be. Bo, off the counter now. He is. I can't believe he's on there. He is not supposed. Okay. He's
Well, on
as
top
soon
of
as
that, he's like
as soon
has
as
a
he
limpy
sees me
leg too.
coming, he's
Yeah,
gotten better. He's gotten
yeah.
better. He's taking joint supplements every morning with his wet
Well,
food. So he's getting better. But I
but
can't
he's
believe
pushing it.
him. Huh?
He's pushing it. He's just like, I might be
Yeah,
having a wonky limb, but I'm gonna live off the edge and jump on stuff.
I know. No, he's been. Oh my gosh. What did I say, Bo? Bo, what did I say? No.
Bo's in trouble.
He is in trouble. If he continues this, I'm gonna have to like hide him in the room. All right, so let's start with
Okay. So we have a couple of stories. We're gonna rapid fire it.
yes.
Let's talk about Gabby Petito. There are so many thoughts I have on it.
Yeah.
When first Mel sent me the story, I was just like, do I want to partake in this? Because I was just like, there's so many, right? And then these past couple of weeks, it's just been more and more and more coming out. And now there's a divide on this case, right? So,
I knew for sure as soon as they started talking about it way in the beginning and how he came home with her van without her, I was like, he did
yeah,
it. Hands down,
yeah.
he did it. The fact that the cops waited around, didn't only named him as like person of interest versus making him a suspect, gave him the opportunity to flee. And now there's a manhunt on him. And you know what? That was a bad move on their part.
Well, not only that now, it's the manhunt is making like a huge social media frenzy because
Yes.
there's other people who are into it too. Like,
So many.
I guess like the newest one, this dog, the bounty hunter.
Yes.
He's like trying to go to the campground to look for it, and like he's getting a lot of like a lot of news FaceTime, and it's like at the end of the day, we're still talking about a murder. We're talking about a girl who lost her life. We're still talking about a guy who's on the run who can be dangerous. When people have lost everything, or when people feel that there's nothing else left to lose, they can be dangerous, and he's out there. And it's like, when we do all of this social media frenzy, like we're tipping him off.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're causing more people to be like, I'm gonna go and try to find this guy too to be a hero.
It's bad. And the worst part of it, and I understand where the parents were coming from when they try to hide him or try to get him loose. Like I get that it's a parental thing, but
Mhm.
whatever happened to upholding the right and the wrong? Your
Yeah.
son did something wrong. Like
Yeah.
have him face his crime. Like why would you? Yeah, like that's what I don't understand. There are more, you really should teach better morals
Okay, so
to the
so
kids
here's
out
the thing
there.
is, um, so I didn't follow the story side of the parents and how they were holding
Hmm.
him. Like, if they were saying that they were, or was it speculated that they were,
No, no,
or
no.
oh,
They as soon as he came back from he came back from the trip, and I they packed up a small like caravan or whatever the next day, and they took him out somewhere like camping. And this happened twice or something, and the second time that they went out, he did not come back with them. This is from the neighbor's camera that showed that what
mm,
happened. So yes, and then several times I think it was the mom or whoever like had visited a site, several like had signed in, visited a site, and they're just like thinking, well, why would you go somewhere by yourself, right? If only not to see your son. So yes, no, the parents totally were behind hiding him and all that. It just, oh man, like, and what's worse is that they are getting harassed by people outside, like in the neighborhood, saying like, like how could you do this? Why would you like, support a murderer? Like, again, it's their son, but you want that? Like, how can you live in that neighborhood anymore? How can you face anyone that you go, you know what I mean? Like that you
yeah.
come to, like that you like are in. I don't know. I just don't know how you could do that because thing people can just
Well,
there are cameras everywhere. People can really know your business even though you don't want them to.
well, I have a question for you. Let's say that parents were like your next door neighbor. Would you go over there and like knock on their door and like harass them, or would you just be like, in your mind, I need to move, or like you'll file a complaint or something? Like, would you? Because I don't think I would. Because here's the thing: is for me, and I'm not defending the parents, but I think that there is a line of harassment that I think sometimes the public can cross that I think is not okay. And this is
Mm-hmm.
also, let's say he is innocent, right? Let's say he is. To harass the family like that makes you kind of a jerk. Like, yes, they are
Yeah.
crappy people, like,
Yeah.
or they shouldn't have done that. They should have like draw a moral line or whatever their parenting thing is. But I think for us as the public to go and harass them is adding more to the problem, and
Yeah.
it's watering and it's muddying what the real issue is here. A girl got
Yeah.
murdered,
It's
and
pretty much Karen at its best because they were
yeah.
saying like this is where the Karens can really do some justice. It was
Mhm.
I saw a TikTok. It was a lady with a megaphone just shouting at the parent when they came back from whatever,
Oh
and it's just
God.
like how can you do this and blah blah blah. And like I get it that it shouldn't be condoned, like harassment of any kind shouldn't be condoned. Um, but how do you stop that? That's the
I
society
mean,
that we live
that's,
in.
yeah,
You
I
know what I
know.
mean? It's just people just can't mind their own damn business.
Yeah.
And even they do mind their own damn business, without the social media frenzy over this thing, Gabby Petito's body would never have been found. It
That's
wasn't
also
because
true.
it wasn't until the YouTuber accidentally went through the footages and accidentally filmed the van, at a certain location, and that's where they found her body. I do I have to admit that in the beginning I was very into the Gabby Petito case. Like I was,
Mhm.
all over it because it was all over my social media feed.
Yes. And it's hard to,
Hence,
right? It's hard to ignore, right? Like,
it's hard to ignore. And had other people also did the same type of like brought the same type of attention to other people of color who also went missing maybe a month prior to Gabby, maybe
mhm.
their bodies would have been found, right? There was like
Yes.
whoever like some was a Lauren Cho, an Asian
Mhm.
woman who disappeared on June 28th in the Yucca Valley in California. Like her body is still missing. I think they
Mhm.
found Jelani Day, they found his body recently, and he went missing around August 24th. So it was almost like, why so much attention over this white woman, attractive white woman, young, I'm sure, but like, why so much attention around her and not many attention around, women or people of color?
Yeah. And I think like in that area there's been, I don't remember, the stats was like 700 just in that little area alone of people going missing.
Yes.
And it's like that one specific one, the Petito case is I mean, obviously it got a lot of frenzy. And I think it's because, first of all, it started out because she's an influencer. When you throw influencer in front of any like crime or murder case, it somehow it just always spreads far and wide. And then obviously
the thing is, when she started her Instagram, she wasn't much of an influencer. She only had like maybe, I can't remember. I think it was like either 30 to 60,000. And I get that's a pretty big number. But since her disappearance, it had jumped to like maybe over 300,000 or something. But
yeah,
she wasn't like the big influencer. And we've had plenty of influencers who have either, have gone, not missing, but like, they were like found a body and whatnot, but it did not garner this much attention, and I think it possibly is because
I mean, they probably like, I mean 30 to 60,000 is still a lot of people, like if you count them individually, but like I think the fact that they were kind of like a couple vlogger, not vlogger, but documenter of, and I think that in itself kind of garners some fandom. I mean, like I have 30,000 and I'm not like, I don't consider myself an influencer until you probably hit like the 1 million. Now that's the mark. But like with 30,000, I think if I were to like go missing, I'm pretty sure someone would be like, wait, where has she been? Because I did like, for a while I didn't post on like YouTube and Instagram for like 9 months. And I did get messages or like, are you okay and stuff, which, there are people who are genuinely concerned. I'm like, no, I'm totally chill. I just forgot to not post. So, but then like,
you've been busy.
But like I was always been erratic with posting. Now you see like Gabby and her partner, they post a little bit more consistently. So when they go, missing, it's a little bit more apparent. But I wouldn't call her an influencer, but I think the media, the traditional media calls it an influencer. And the moment you tack the word influencer in any headline, it gets clicks, and then
I think it also because there was a huge, they got caught, with the police cam and all that stuff. Because of that, and people were like psychoanalyzing it, how the cops were making it sound as if Gabby was the aggressor, when in actuality, like several weeks later, they had gotten another phone call from another guy saying that they had saw Brian, hitting Gabby, and it was he was the aggressor. And then a lot of people saying how they like how the cops, this is why like cops just do not have the training to assess a situation, because had they had a therapist with them, they would have known that Brian fits the characteristics of a narcissist, you know what I mean? Gaslighting and like controlling and all that stuff. Had they seen that, Gabby might have been able to survive. They would have like separated the two of them permanently, so unfortunately that's
well, not to mention what I think kind of bothers me about this case is that you see psychic readings now coming out, and they're like, that kind of bothers me a little bit. There's another guy that I do watch quite often when he talk, and I watch him because he does a lot of like facial readings to see if someone's lying or not, and he did a video on that based on the body cam, and I think that like I respect him a lot, and then to see him do that video, I'm just like, well, at the same time, it's like, maybe we should read their facials and stuff after that's done. So I don't know, like that kind of gave me a little bit of like, I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me, but I think there's just a lot of people coming out of the woodwork and really just trying to add value where it seems like it's not adding, it's more destructive,
Totally.
But the dad, I think there was an interview of the dad, and he's just like, I thank everyone for putting so much energy into this case, and we're finding her. But here's another thing: is that whatever money we have received, we would like to solve other cases too, and
Yes,
it's very big of him to do something
that's
like
very
that.
good. Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean, it cannot just be one person, that that we're looking for. I mean, there are moms out there who are like still searching every day for their loved ones. So it's like
yeah,
it's really sad that
yeah,
why like there's so much attention around this one case.
yeah, and I do commend him. He's grieving
Yeah.
a child, but he's still like, look, I still want to have something good come out of it, and I think that's commendable. On the
Mhm.
on the parent side, Brian's side, I can understand why they would want to aid and abet him, um,
Mhm.
because we don't know what he has told the parents. Like, what if he
Mhm.
came home and he said, "Mom and Dad, there's an accident. I'm scared. Please help me." And they're just like, "All right, let's." I think for me,
At
as
any
a
rate, no matter how much, like still something happened, right?
yeah,
Would you not be like even like yes, maybe Gabby is not their like
yeah.
daughter, but it was going to be a soon to be daughter-in-law. Like it's still a person that's missing. It would
Well,
like
I think
be like, hey, son, like I get what you did, but we need to go find her, whatever. Like whatever they chose, I just feel as if, I mean, I get it. We are not in their shoes, but
yeah. Well, here's the
yeah, it's
thing.
just tough.
Maybe they act out of like shock and fear, because sometimes you make bad decisions when you're
Possibly.
just like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Because all these things are like trickling. I think
Yeah.
for me, and I'm saying this in the place of like nothing, I'm not in that position and I'm in like a
Yeah.
calm state or whatever. For me personally, if something were to come to my table like that, I think it would be like, I need you to tell me everything, and
Mm-hmm.
do not lie, because this is your one opportunity right now. Okay, do not lie. Tell me everything, because when you tell me everything, I can help you.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to help, it's not hiding, it is lowering up.
Yeah.
It is not talking to the media, lowering up, making sure you're not on social media, making sure that anything that you have transactionally, whether it's receipts or mileage or footage, we need to get all that in a box. And maybe it's because I've listened to too many murder podcasts,
Yeah.
and that's why my brain goes there. But I think you can't outrun the law.
Mm-hmm.
They will find you. So
Mm-hmm.
and logistically, you just have to think that they will eventually find me. And the fact that I'm running away, you're adding more
Mm-hmm.
charges to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you can't run away, what happens? You as a person will get stuck in the rock in the hard place, and you might do something dangerous to yourself, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe the parents didn't get any of that clarity, but I can understand why they would want to help their son, but they did it in a way that is, at the end, will not be helpful to him, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, I get it. I know you've many of times have said to me that, if like you'll help me hide a body, and it's very I am like very grateful for such friendship, loyalty from you. But I just feel as if like I can never ask you to do something like that and jeopardize
and that's
your,
why I
you know what I mean?
offer. That's why I offer, because I know you would never take up on it. Like my neighbor, I would not offer that because he would probably take up on it. That's why I
Probably,
offer.
probably.
It's an empty offer.
I cannot in like good consciousness ask my best friend,
First
like
of
to
all,
be there
that's a
to
private conversation.
put
I was
their
not a
neck
part of this.
out.
I was not a part of it. I don't know what you're talking about. Someone stole
I
my
am
phone.
what I'm saying is, I would never ask something like
Yeah.
that because,
Yeah.
like I just feel like yes, it's my mistake. I did it. I would at least have to own up to it. I could maybe, yes, lawyer up and say it was self-defense because probably a lot of the times that if I ever did commit some kind of crime, it was probably out of self-defense.
Yeah. Um I I mean, obviously I would still want you to like call me, and then I could be like, yo, let's let's kind of
Let's
talk you down
see
off of
what.
this a little bit and see what our options are. And how about I go to
Yeah.
the station with you? I'll hold your hand and,
Yeah.
I'll make
I
sure
would
they'll take a good
totally be
mug
okay.
shot. Yeah, like if if you
Yeah.
blink, like stuff like that. But I mean, at, at the end of the day, running or hiding stuff will never.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Did they find him? They haven't found him yet, right?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I think the latest thing was the dog bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that he would be able to do that for other people, like
Yeah.
finding other missing cases if that was the case. But yeah, I think they at least narrowed the location maybe of where he is.
Mm-hmm.
But now on TikTok, if there's like any whatever case about them, I just kind of scroll past because to me,
Yeah.
it's just like whatever, like let's
Yeah.
talk about other people. Like I try to interact with other cases that really deserve more attention.
Let's have the same energy for other cases. And I mean, there's cases with children too,
Yeah.
and it's like that's the kind of stuff that really gets to me when it comes to like kids, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, it's still a very sad, like, I don't want this to be something that's like, oh, because someone still got murdered and it's still a very sad case, right?
Hmm.
And we should recognize that and still have that same energy for other cases as well. It's not
Yeah.
a let's have energy for other cases and forget Gabby. That's not the
Right.
case. And I think sometimes people argue that too. That's not
Yeah.
the intention. I know that,
No,
but
our hearts still
it's
go
just
out to Gabby. It's just really sad to see something like this happening to her because she seemed very sweet person.
yeah,
And to have to be involved with someone like that, like you trust that person with your life,
yeah, yeah,
and then something like that happens. It's really sad.
yeah. And I don't know. And I when it comes to this kind of stuff, like nothing out of it is like a silver lining, right? Like it's just
Yeah,
all tragic, and
it is.
I guess more will come out of it, and we will just have to see.
Yeah,
Should we move on to a next story that's also equally tragic? R.
yeah, but
Kelly.
let's touch base. Let's touch base with the Britney Spears one.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
So the latest thing about Britney Spears is that she was able to get her dad removed from conservatorship. I believe another person was got in place of it, but that's still one step further. And I think she has a trial mid-October or whatnot to
Mhm.
to fully, get that removed from her. But she is now free to do at least not. She doesn't feel as controlled anymore,
Mhm.
and then she's able to finally get engaged to her longtime
Mhm.
beau. So yeah,
Mhm.
good things are happening for Britney Spears. So we're very happy about that.
Have you seen her newest picture?
I think
I
it
think
was
they posted last night where she was completely nude.
no,
Yeah, yeah, and it was only like two little flowers hiding her nipple and her butt.
no,
Which more power to you. I do think it's a very big contrast between what was posted before and now. So now she's been
yeah,
posting more um, free Britney photos. Which, you know what, if she got an amazing body, do you? I just hope that this is, how do I say this without, I hope that this is like a emancipation, feeling free kind of action,
hmm
and not a mental illness action. Does that make sense?
um, yes, it does make sense. I think it's her just getting happy and like
Okay.
being able to, finally just be free of the constraints that she was dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. And if that's the case, like I am, like I honestly, I'm just happy to see that she's finally getting what she thinks that she deserves in life, and getting
Hmm.
engaged is one big one. Moving forward with her life, and it seems like she's traveling more. Um, Other than that, like it's the whole dad situation too. It's also all of it. That
So
all of it's
bad.
just, yeah, so bad. And then you have um a couple of weeks ago, there's another YouTuber mom who was, I don't know if you heard, but like the YouTuber mom had a dog who got sick, and the son was crying in the car, and then she was vlogging. She was just like, it's so sad, blah blah blah, and then she left in the clip where she was just like, okay, come here, now pose, no, not pose for the thumbnail, no, pretend you're crying, no, pretend you're crying, and the kid is like, my mom, I am crying, I'm sad. She's like, yeah, but like pretend like you're really crying, put your hands up like this. That's the clip that she left in. Oh yeah. And so like obviously she's getting canceled and all that stuff, but it brings up that whole like children and entertainment, because Brittany grew up as a child in the entertainment world, and that can really mess you up, and I'm glad that it's getting to a point where people see that, okay, she had a really tough time and the media was never nice to her, and now it's her time to get some of that redemption.
Yeah, so we're very happy to see that things are really looking up for her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay, and now R. Kelly.
Yeah, you tell me about that. I saw that and I was just like, I'm gonna scroll past this one because I know there's because I watched his interview once.
Yeah, it's no, I haven't really been up on the cases. I just saw that headline that he got indicted. Was it indicted or like? He
charged. I thought he was charged.
Got charged. Okay,
yeah.
Because indicted is not the same. It's just the beginning part of it, right? So he got charged for what was it? It was. What was it?
Exploitation, trafficking.
Yes, sex. Yes.
Yeah, and there was one other thing too, I think, but. Did you see? Okay, so he did an interview a couple of years ago, and he was. I don't know if you saw that interview, but it was a couple of years ago when a lot of this was coming out, and he was crying, and he was just saying like the way he like framed it, like he was the victim, and it was just So he's found guilty of all counts and faces life in prison, and. 9 counts. Okay, so and then, but it's not the end of it, because obviously a lot of this happened in different states, and so he will have to get charged by each state or something as well.
Wow.
So it's I can't listen to I Believe I Can Fly anymore.
Yep, I was gonna say I can't listen to any of his songs anymore. I'm gonna have to remove them all from my list because. It's just, I can't. He is skeevy.
Yeah, and I don't think I was, I mean, there were some songs that I listened to, but I was never like a big R. Kelly fan. It's just that he did make a huge impact in the R&B world, and it's just sad to see that like that is the result of all of his power.
Yeah.
Same with Bill Cosby. Like
I was gonna bring him up.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like you grew up watching or you grew up listening to these people, and they're supposed to be a role model, and like, what the hell? And then all of that just shatters once you find out they've done certain things. It's almost like, what?
Oh, I think Bill Cosby got out of jail though.
Yeah, but he got out of jail, you said?
Yeah, Bill Cosby, because on a technicality. Yeah, they said that the confession to his rape was given because he was going to get something in exchange, and then they went back on that exchange, and that's how he got he was found guilty of it. And so because of that technicality, they were able to get him out. And so it's like that, and I get it. I and that is so frustrating. Like, it's frustrating, but I get why the technicality, like all that is there, is so like, you have to prove benefit of the doubt. You don't want anyone who's innocent to be where they're things like that. But it's like,
this is what happens when you get a really good lawyer. You know what I mean?
When you get a really good lawyer, and it goes to show money can help you get out of stuff. And
terrible.
And I'm wondering with this whole R. Kelly thing, like I hope that a technicality is not going to be something that gets him out,
Me too.
So,
Anywho, what was next?
We have, I wrote it here, Gabby Petito. We have the FedEx guy.
Oh my gosh. This guy thought it was so smart to go on TikTok and like say, if I see any type of like Black Lives Matter poster, or if I see signs of Biden and Harris, and etc. He was like, I won't deliver your package. I will send it back. And it got a lot of views, and it got a lot of attention, and a lot of people forwarded it over to FedEx. And what does FedEx do? Fire the
Of
guy.
course. Of course.
Because there are other people saying like, look, we like people are having medication delivered by FedEx, or you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like those are time sensitive
Mm-hmm.
medication, and you're just gonna mess with someone's life like that. Like that's not your place to not like politically or whatever
Yeah, it's
views you
not your place.
have. It is not your place to bring that to the job front. You have a job, and
Mm-hmm.
that's to deliver packages, not
Yes.
to put your political stance or your religious stance on anything.
Yes. Yes. And I think people are people getting dumber? This is my question.
I think so. I really do
Okay.
think
It's a
so.
genuine question. Because here's the thing. When you work for a company, every single company, there's a clause that says
Yep.
you do not speak to the media when
Yep.
because you represent not they don't say you represent us, but you do not speak to the media, especially when you're in uniform. FedEx is a uniform, right?
Yes.
And so I want to assume that that also trickles down to social media. So
Yeah. For
why
sure.
would like how do you not make that connection, right? Like
I'm telling you, like people think that they have certain
and to
rights.
put it and to put it publicly, like
Yeah.
are you
Dumber than a
yeah,
doornail.
yeah, are you okay? Like to put it on social media thinking that no one's gonna see it,
Uh-huh. It's
someone is
exactly the
always
same.
watching.
Yes, and exactly the same where there was another TikTok about, this girl saying like, who's not vaccinated? I am. Then she shows a fake vaccination card with her stupid name on there. And so somebody said like, hey, you want to go ahead and, tout your unvaccinated status, then I'm going to go ahead and report you for having a fake vaccination card, because guess what? It is a federal offense, mother
Yes,
effer.
it is. It is. I think New
So
York is doing
yeah.
something. What is New
New
York doing?
York
They're
has been
making
doing it. Yeah, Paris
yeah,
has
but
been
they're
doing it. Hmm.
wait, New York, their hospitals is requiring like anyone who's in healthcare is requiring that everyone get vaccinated. And I think like 1/3 of the healthcare workers in New York are unvaccinated or something. And I
Wow.
think is it 1/3? You guys
I
might need to
don't.
check that. But it's a
Yeah.
it's a number that I'm uncomfortable with, and it's just
Yeah.
and so it's
Yeah.
gonna start. Yeah, and I think what it is that they're gonna start firing people like mid-October
Hmm.
if you're not vaccinated. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what that looks like because New York still needs healthcare workers, right? Like it's
Yeah,
just
but
you fire
but
it,
they can't. They need healthcare workers, but they need healthcare workers who believe in science and
yes,
vaccinations. Like, it
yes.
just doesn't make any sense. And even airlines are following suit. Like they're starting up probably about mid-October, roughish,
Mhm.
to start firing people who um do not follow, like, if they're not vaccinated, then
Yeah.
it's their choice to be let go. So
I mean, like in a lot of industries, like okay, fine, I get it. You can charge them or fine them or lower their wages, increase their wages. But I think in the healthcare industry, I think there is no excuse.
no.
There, even, and I think there are some people who are going to start filing like petitions or what is it, excuse for like religious
Hmm.
excuses and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how many people start converting like, religiously just to not get vaccinated. Um, which,
But
by the
see,
way.
there are people who there's it is no different than us having to have vaccine mandated during, like, to go to school. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's no difference. Like, so for them to put up a fight like this it is so sad. But honestly, again, I know it's insensitive to say this, but Darwin, let Darwin win.
And here's another thing is that like it's so okay, so our influenza, right? Our common flu, like that
Mm-hmm.
was a huge pandemic in the 50s, which I thought was something
Mm-hmm.
like way earlier on, and I had no idea. I was just like, wow, the 50s, that's kind of like closer than I thought. And it's now just a part of everyday life for us, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's like, COVID is gonna be that. It's gonna be a pretty much a part of our lives, or we might probably need to get vaccinated yearly and stuff. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the thing is that because this virus is so smart and it can constantly change its shape and different
Yes.
receptors and stuff, we are constantly going to be battling it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we need to get to a place where it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it is going to be a part of our lives, and yes, it's going to affect a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and stop fighting it. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the people who are anti-vax, or they're fighting like its existence, or its
Mm.
it's strength, right? And it's
Yeah.
honestly, I'm starting to get so tired. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's getting exhausting. You know.
It's gonna be a virus that's gonna come around where once everyone is vaccinated, then it's gonna be one that you have to take every year, like the flu, because like different
Mhm.
strains are gonna pop up. But apparently, Moderna has been seen to be the more superior vaccine because it is 95% effective
Mhm.
versus Pfizer 75% effective. At any rate, both vaccines are still effective to, preventing you to be hospitalized. But from what I read, Moderna has like 100 micrograms of the mRNA in their
Mhm.
vaccine versus 30 mRNA in Pfizer. So
Yeah.
hence why there's more antibodies for the people who took Moderna. I didn't know
Mhm.
that. So like for people who have taken Pfizer, if you will be eligible for a booster 6 months once they decide to have everybody
Mhm.
get a booster shot. But as of right now, it's more for like the immunocompromised and like the restaurant workers, the healthcare workers, etc. Like the they can do like the booster. But for Moderna, because it's been so effective and because there's so much of the mRNA in the vaccine that they might not think that we would need a booster shot. So yes,
Well, it's so how it like, I mean, it kind of makes sense as to why people who were taking Moderna were getting like more side effects than those who were
yes,
taking Pfizer's, because
yep,
you just have more of that that messenger code in there, right? And it's just like,
yes,
hey, you need to make more of this stuff to combat this things, and it was just
yeah,
training. It's the difference between doing a 30-minute workout versus a 20-minute workout. They're both
totally.
equal. They're good for you, but the 30-minute one, in the long run, if you do it, twice or three times, it will add more benefits to than like a 20-minute cardio.
Right. So yes,
So
and when I got the Moderna, I think all I had was maybe like a fever and some fatigue,
mhm,
but it was gone within 24 hours. And the
mhm,
fact that I also had COVID last March, it
mhm,
definitely or last April, it definitely I felt like I would probably be the most protected because it's like doubly,
mhm.
like I've doubled or double or triple the vaccine or the antibodies in my body. So, anyways. Ugh, still a fighting thing. Everyone's still fighting over something that's just makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, and it's I think it's funny because like in my microbiome class, we talk
Mhm.
about COVID like all the time, because I mean, it's
Mhm.
a virus, and that's what the class is about. We talk about bacteria and viruses,
Yeah.
and someone like brought up something that's a little bit political in the class, and
Mhm.
I commend my professor for being so chill about it. He's just like, this is science. Let's talk about science. We don't know what the
Good.
news is saying. We don't know what the politicians are saying. Let them do what they do. We're here
Yep.
to learn about the science, like how it works, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, good
Yep.
on you, sir. Like, good on you.
Thank
Because
you.
there's other professors that are just like, well, let me tell you about my beliefs. I'm like, hey, calm down. Like, like
It
just
has
chill.
nothing to do, yes, you can't put that in an education. Like it is all, there's a whole reason why religion is not part of the state or the school. Like that it's just it is not it has its own place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it there. Whatever you believe in, everything does not apply to everyone. This is for the safety of people.
Well, I think
But
that
anyways,
I mean, like I went to, so the college I went to when I first went to college was a Catholic school. And even that
Mm-hmm.
school never was like, you got to go to church, you have to do this, here's like a Bible. Like they're just like, this is, it so happens to be a Catholic school. It so happens
Mm-hmm.
to have there, you do whatever you need to do. And however, we do have a church if you want to go and worship. And that was just
Yep.
the option. That was it, right? And then obviously, like in college, you have to take like a world religion or religion class, but it's more like to learn about the history of the religion more than to indoctrinate, like to be like,
Yeah.
come to our side, you know?
Oy
um,
vey. But yeah. Hey
yeah.
Katrina, what have you been up to?
How's life? How's it feel having the kids in school? Because it's
Oh
fall.
man. I know.
Okay. What's our next subject? We got Brittany, R. Kelly, FedEx guy. Oh, we talked about COVID shots and Gabby Petito. There we go. We got all 5 topics out.
Sweet. We
Yeah,
are cranking it out.
I know. Have you been following up on some of the Trisha Paytas stuff?
No, absolutely not. I actually haven't been on YouTube for a while. It's kind of weird. Like I just have been TikToking more. I've been also busy on the side because it's fall, so wedding season is like picking up just a little bit. So I'm picking up some like shoots on the weekend. So it's been quite a busy month so far. But what's going on with
Yeah.
her?
She's no longer on the Frenemies podcast.
Yeah,
So
that I
that
know.
happened. And then now
Hmm.
people are finding out that she has been saying that like she was sexually assaulted by her teacher. And
Oh, geez.
then they find out that that was not the teacher and that she was using the wrong name, like a wrong name. And she was accusing a man who was like a dead man who might not have sexually assaulted her. And and here's the thing is I don't know the whole story about her experience, and that's not my place to know. And if whoever she wants to tell in confidence, that's her right. I do think that this kind of stuff should not be on social media. I
Yep.
think that even if, let's say, that person did do something to you, I don't know. I guess I don't
It's not the
know because
platform. It's not the
yeah,
platform.
yeah, it's getting so messy because like because I mean she had a huge freak out like a couple of weeks ago, I think, that people are saying that oh she's lying about it, and she's just like no, this is what happened, and you don't believe, and it I think something must have happened, but it could have not been that guy. It could have been someone else, and she's just I don't know. It's so messy, and I the only reason why I came across it because I was listening to some videos and it was just kind of like running through the list while I was doing
Yeah.
chores and stuff. And I was like, why is this on social media? And I think that's the reason why you and I are kind of like not talking about social like YouTube drama as much because
Yeah.
it got too real and too messy. Like it was fun talking about like hairs and lipsticks and stuff, but then when you get to where it's like real stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
But
that
also,
stuff shouldn't be drama.
yeah, but also because I didn't it was like the same people having the same not
Yeah,
same drama, but it was the same people having drama, and I was kind of getting tired of actually talking about them because
yeah,
if they don't can't learn from their mistakes, it's like what the hell? Why are we talking about them?
yeah.
Well, there are
It's
more important topics currently that we should be focusing on.
yeah. I mean, we literally were just getting bored. Like it
Yes,
was same
bored for
person,
sure.
different day. Same person,
Yep.
different day. Like if it was like me doing something, I think it would shock the world a little bit because it's just like, wow, KL doesn't do this kind of stuff. It's so contrasting. And then
Yeah.
you see Trisha, and you're just like, what's new? Like we've come
Yeah.
to expect this, right?
Almost
And it's so sad.
desensitized over their actions.
And
That
that's
is
how
sad.
vaccination works. You get
Yes.
desensitized to stuff. So go
You
get
get
vaccinated.
desensitized. I know, right? You get
You
desensitized.
expose yourself
So,
enough to it, you get desensitized to it. So go get vaccinated.
girlfriend.
But yeah, that's kind of like the whole thing, and it's interesting to just see how far and I think the reason why I'm bringing this up is because on our stream there's a couple of times I did defend her. I was just like, well, she's working on her
Yeah.
mental health. At this point, I'm like, I can't. You are just now not even a ill person. You're just a bad person at this point. You know?
And what I'm thinking is like, okay, when drama happens to a person, right? You
Mhm.
kind of want to Like it's you feel as if it's just a one-off thing, right? But when drama
Mhm.
consistently happens to one person, or like you consistently have drama, it's almost like, are you just a person that just welcomes it? You know what I mean? That just cannot live without the drama? Because if that's the case, then yeah, your life will always be chaotic. Who wants to be friends with somebody who's like volatile all the time, who has like,
Yeah.
who can't keep peace and continuously welcome drama?
Well, I mean, clearly you're the common denominator, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, who, I don't know who it was that said this to me, but like, it was like when I was really young and it really hit me hard where it was just like, you're not special enough for people to be surrounding themselves to get you, you
Yeah.
know? To think that people are out there to get you all the time means that you think that you're special enough for
Yeah.
someone to try to destroy your life, and you're not special. So
Yeah.
and it's like one of those things where it's just like, no, it's true. Like, who has the time to have me be the pinnacle of their life to be like, I'm going to destroy KL today, I it's rare, but so that goes to show that maybe
I
you're the person that's constantly starting stuff.
Right.
You know?
And I do think that there are people who crave that type of excitement. Like if there's no drama in their life, then they feel boring or they feel bored.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that it almost reminded me of how like my last relationship was constant drama, constant
Hmm.
fighting, and it wasn't
Hmm.
like anything. It was always something that was going on, so there was never a lot of peace. And then when I am in my current one, I felt a lot of peace with it and a lot of safety. But then also at one point, because we were also staying in a lot of the times doing the same thing over and over again, I felt bored. And then I
Yeah.
came upon this one TikToker saying that it's not that you feel bored in your relationship, it's because you were used to the up and down of the
The
last one,
chaos.
the
Yep. The
chaos
chaos.
that you
Hmm.
felt as if because you don't have that, there's no excitement left in your life. And that
Hmm.
is absolutely not true, because I actually do like what I have now. And, and it just makes you give more energy towards like creating memories, creating new
Yes.
experiences versus drama.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
that's exactly what's happening with these people is that they crave that attention and they crave that excitement, and whether it be drama or what, they just thrive on it. And
Well,
sad.
well, social media is a place where it brings a lot of attention seekers, right? And if the attention is
Yes.
not on them, they thirst for it.
Yeah.
Um,
But
and
yeah, and also instant gratification. Everybody's just like they get that
yes.
constant comments and likes and positive
Mhm.
stuff. Like that's what they just it's like they just suck it all in. I don't know. I I agree with social media and in terms of like, how much reach you can get to people and like
Mhm.
the amount of information you can share at a very fast pace.
Mhm.
But there is the
Who's
Sorry,
that?
somebody just love to like drive really loud down the street. But there is the bad side of social media, and it's
Yeah.
where the other traits come from, and it's just
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's really
I
tough.
mean, it brings closeness, but also it also brings a lot of distance too, right? Like,
Yes, yes,
um, you see people who like instead of like connecting with their partners, they're on their phones and stuff like that
right,
too. Or instead of being in the moment with your family, you're on your phone trying to find the best hashtag. And it's I
right.
get it. I get it because like there's this dopamine hit that you get every single time you see your likes and stuff. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same, I do think that it takes a very unique person to be able to survive on social media without letting it
Mm-hmm.
like get to you. And it's going to be a learning process. And I don't but the problem is Trisha's getting rewarded for her bad behaviors like a lot of
Yeah,
YouTubers are. And the
yeah.
only way for that to be a significant change is when the money dries out,
Yep.
and
So true. So
and
true.
And I don't trust that a lot of these people who are going to be okay when the money is gone, because they probably don't have like good help right now, and like if the money is gone, then what else is going to give them that high? Like drugs, other bad relationships, like
I don't,
it's scary.
yeah, it is scary. I don't know. Like it's yeah, it's the downside of being an influencer, I suppose.
Yeah, so I mean, there's good people on social media though, so there's always that too. You just got to find
Yeah.
them. It just so happens that it's always the loud ones that are always
Yeah.
being pushed to the algorithm.
I will be forever grateful for social media because with social
Yeah.
media, I was able to connect with my, one of my good friends here, KL. Without social media, I would have never have known about her. I would have never have met her in person. You know what I mean? Like, so I would never I mean, that's the positive
Yeah,
side
yeah,
of social media is
yeah.
get to connect with people far and wide, um, without having to physically be there.
Well, we're lucky because in the sense that I think we have shared such a good relationship that we are not going to be like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show these DMs on Twitter. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
think we've ever there's never been a case where I'm just like, I'm going to screenshot this and put it on Facebook. Like I have.
There has been the one, I do remember the one specific thing where I accidentally wrote vlogger instead of vlogger, and you blasted it across social, which I thought was
Did
hilarious.
I?
You
Okay.
totally did, but that was just a joke,
No,
and
that
it was
was a joke.
totally
No,
funny in the moment. But I do remember that it was hilarious.
but
But
that
yes,
wasn't like out of malice. That was
no,
like
it was
we
not
were
out of
joking. It
malice.
was
Yes,
hilarious.
it was
Um,
so funny. I was like, no, that's not what I meant.
yeah.
I
But
meant vlogging.
But like I don't think I've ever been like, I'm gonna
No,
get her back, like or like
no,
I
no.
save anything as like receipts, like well
Yeah,
my
no.
DMs are always deleting every 30 days. But
Because
but
because we genuinely are good people. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I feel like internally we felt that. I felt
yeah,
like we had that instant connection and instant sisterhood bonding kind of thing that we felt, I don't know, we bonded on so many levels that
yeah,
I feel like we're not gonna ever get to that state, because both of us, even if we were mad at each other, we would never still think, oh, let me go ahead and share this on social just to get back at the
yeah,
other person, because that's just not innately who we are.
yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, I don't think I've ever gotten mad at you for anything. Like maybe we've had conversations and we had opposing ideas.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, and then like they just let it go. But it's never been like, well, I can't be friends with her anymore.
yeah,
Because I think
yeah.
the value that I get out of you as my friend worth is so much more than any one conversation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I do, but it's so funny that, and then sometimes like I would find myself thinking, oh well, I'm definitely on the wrong side, and like Mel gave me more clarity, on it too. So it's I think it's just finding value in the relationships that you have. And I don't
Yeah.
know, I find it weird when people hold on to receipts and like DMs and stuff like, oh, I need this to protect myself. To be honest, let's say, knock on wood, I don't think anything as far as a relationship goes. If anything were to happen to us, I don't have the capacity or the energy to dig up any of that stuff and post it, because I would be so sad mourning the loss of a relationship. And that's
Yes.
what it is. Like it's
Yeah.
just sadness, right? And then I will probably send you a gift basket and be like, I'm sorry and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it. Maybe
Yeah.
we're not
We're
we're
just
not we're
we're
not
just different people. We don't crave the drama that other people crave.
yeah.
We're just not built for that.
Yeah.
I think we just value the connection. We value the genuine, um, like the
Just
genuine,
the love we
just
have for each
yeah,
other. Because
we
I don't think I
yes,
love you like my family member more than some of my family members.
right,
I think
yeah,
I've shared with you more than I have like some of my family members too. So it's like
yeah,
I to think that this relationship would ever, oh my gosh, it would get sad. Okay, so this is what happened. No, you know how this started, because I texted you and I was just like, I had this dream that you're angry at me and it made me so sad. So we need to start this live stream so you don't get angry at me and I keep you in my life. And that was the reason why, because if it was me, I think I would have dragged it down for so long. But that nightmare, I was just like, why was she so angry? And I woke up in tears and I texted you right away. I was just like, I can't have you be angry at me, so we need to do this live stream now.
Yeah.
But
no,
I mean,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it was so funny.
That is so funny.
But yeah, I can't, like, to think of saving receipts and whatever. And honestly, we've had like a decade of conversations, like anything kind of.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what?
You would have plenty to hold over me. That's for sure.
And you would have so much to hold over me too. So it's like,
yeah.
We're probably just gonna end up destroying each other. So why not just be friends for the rest of our lives?
We can be frenemies. We can be frenemies.
No, I mean, we've talked about burying bodies. Like, it's just too much at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 11:12, guys. We are going to call it good.
Okay.
I hear that it is sunny over in Mel's place, so I hope that she's going to get to go to pumpkin patches and enjoy herself this weekend.
Yeah,
it's gloomy here, but it's better than humidity, so I guess that's good for us.
That's good.
And Katrina says that the kids are on fall break already. That's a thing.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't think pre-K here has fall break yet.
Yeah, I don't think our school district has fall breaks either.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna log off here. Send you all with kindness and love. Sorry that we were gone for a couple weeks, but we are back.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any suggestions on stories on Instagrams or anything like that, please let us know. So we can keep up with all the juicy gossip. And that is it for now, you guys. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fall. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.